Welcome to the Saturday Showcase presented by 5 Hour Energy. You never volunteer to be number one. It is earned, synonymous with being the best. Granted, number one symbolizes confidence, but also the creative, efficient spirit of individuality. Stand up to number one, and you're in for a fight. If number one smells fear, get ready for an extremely unpleasant experience. As we continue the 6th annual SEC Big 12 Challenge presented by Continental Tire, we welcome you to Rocky Top. Thompson Bowling Arena sold out again. Tennessee is indeed number one, and they have earned it. They take on West Virginia. Great start to the day for the Big 12 as they swept the 3 early games. Texas A&M responds with a win over Kansas State. A couple of games still going on, and now number one about to be in action. Hi again, everyone. Bob Wischusen here with Dick Vitale. Allison Williams will join us in just a moment. All of a sudden, Rocky Top's a basketball town, because not only does Rick Barnes have a basketball team here that might be an unlikely number one, he's got a player to build around that might turn into a very unlikely National Player of the Year.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Hoops Hysteria is running wild in Knoxville. Oh, do they feel it? It's Rocky Top at its best. And the reason, as my buddy Bob Wischusen just said, Grant Williams has been superb. He's been one of the premier players in the nation. His last outing, you ready for this? 43 on the road against Vanderbilt, 23 for 23 on the free throw line, and they needed every one of those points because they won that game in overtime. Championship teams find a way to win when things get tough, and this team has a winner's mentality.
And they are winning because of this atmosphere here in Knoxville. Allison, it is amazing the basketball spirit we feel here at Thompson Bowling Arena.
That's what happens when Rocky Top is back on top of men's college basketball. This is a town known for football and women's basketball. In fact, one local publication wrote an article, How to Be a Basketball Fan in a Football Town. It was a complete guide to cheering on Vols basketball, what to yell, when to be quiet. I'll tell you what though, guys, these fans, they don't need to read this. They know all the cheers, they know the players. They've just been waiting for a team to throw this enthusiasm behind.
I want to hear Allison sing Rocky Top. Come on, Alice, a little Rocky Top.
She'll have plenty of opportunities. Tennessee has won 13 in a row. Dick, how about this number? They have not won 14 in a row since the 1922-23 season, and they're a heavy favorite to beat West Virginia today.
Were you born in 22-23?
I was just born, and it was exciting to watch you play your junior year of high school that year.
Hey, let me tell you this club here is such an experienced basketball team. They got seniors, juniors, they understand, they got a culture here Rick Barnes has built. They want to send an unbelievable Christmas present every year to Texas and say, thank you, we thank you, because Mr. Barnes has been a savior for this program.
Why do you think he has been so successful here?
Well, he's got a great track record of winner. He has the ability to get players to do the right things. He's won almost everywhere he's been. I mean, he won in Texas. They went to the Final Four. They had 2 30-win seasons, went regularly to the NCAA tournament. The guy's been a winner. He understands how to put a team together.
Now,
and there's another winner.
Bob Huggins really has had a struggle this year, though.
Oh, he's so frustrated. You and I were just talking to him. It was unbelievable in the locker room. And he's, disappointed. He's not seeing the kind of effort that he expects from the kids wearing the West Virginia uniform, playing hard all the time. I mean, they've been spoiled over the years. That last year, the great Carter in the backcourt, with Dexter Miles. Those guys play hard all the time.
Here's a freshman on a run out. Check out the junior Jermaine Haley.
They're hoping that they can duplicate what they did last Saturday when they surprised and shocked everyone by beating Kansas.
Issa Ahmad lost it in the post. Jordan Bone pulls up. He's got the game's first bucket.
Solid player, makes shots, handles the ball exceptionally well, plays good defense. West Virginia, they thought they could build off that win over Kansas, but it came back Monday and didn't play well at all against Baylor. Didn't shoot the ball well, missed a lot of inside shots.
Ahmad for 3.
Ahmad's got to be their leader now. No Konate. That's a major loss. He's a rim protector. He'd be able to play Williams on the inside. Williams was wide open. He missed him.
Lamonte Turner comes up short.
You got to make shots, Bob. There's no secret to the game of basketball. If you're not making shots, it's tough to win.
And there is a foul called on Andrew Gordon. Well, for Sax Konate, they thought originally he would be about a 2 to 4 week absence with the knee injury back in December. It has dragged on a bit, though. He had to have a cast on for about 2 to 3 weeks, and now he's probably still a couple of weeks away from coming back. So you look at last year's team and you take the backcourt of Dax Miles and Javon Carter away, you take the rim protector and Sagaba Konate away, and you take away that culture, Dick, of being tough, of never taking a possession off. Earlier today at the shoot-around, Bob Huggins was getting after his team based on effort, and that's something I don't think in all of the years that I've seen West Virginia play basketball under Bob Huggins I've heard. He doesn't usually have to coach effort.
Well, they don't have really a solid backcourt. Bolden gives him an experienced player. He's had so many injuries. He's gotten foul trouble a little bit, but he's a solid player. And they need some help from some young kids to step up. But to me, the key for them is you look at Bob Huggins, who should be in the Hall of Fame. You win over 800 games. Forget about this year. What he's done in his career is Hall of Fame numbers. But when you don't have a guy like Konate inside, Ahmad, West, those guys, veteran players, got to step up. They're going to make some shots, Robert.
Gordon looking for West Virginia's first points, and he is met by the senior Kyle Alexander.
Kyle Alexander, one of the great shot blockers here at the university.
Extra pass to the corner for a Schofield three. Offensive rebound, Alexander. Can't put it back up and in.
Schofield's really struggled the last 2 games. He has struggled shooting the basketball. He's 4 for 17 against Alabama, and he's 2 for 9 in that game against Vanderbilt. He's been solid all year long. With a 40% shooter from the three.
Haley spins to the bucket and gets it to go.
Nice play right there by Haley, junior college player. And pushing that ball up, you better get back.
And a turnover as Bone throws it away.
They lead the nation, by the way, Tennessee, in assists to turnovers. That's number 1, man. Take a look right here. They go straight up in the air, and they go out of the peak of the jump. He's right there to meet it. Alexander is a shot blocker deluxe. Players know their roles here at Tennessee. What a great environment, really. The spirit, orange everywhere you look. I was teasing Phil Fulmer before the game, the AD and fine former football coach. I said, now you got to transfer this over into football. He said, we are. Had a great recruiting class.
Here comes Admiral Schofield. Hands one off to Lamonte Turner, making his first start since the end of the 2017 season, as Williams couldn't hit the triple.
Well, right now, Tennessee not really gets, they don't have that kind of rhythm that they'd like.
Ahmad from the corner. Yes, that's a big triple. And West Virginia, if they can make some shots, they feel like they've got a shot.
Well, you know, Ahmad's a kid that came out of high school. He's out in Ohio as Player of the Year 2 consecutive years. By the way, Williams trying to win Player of the Year in the SEC 2 consecutive years.
Jordan Bone can't hit, and a foul will be called against the Vols. And it looks like that'll be Alexander.
Last guy to win it back-to-back was Corliss Williamson, strong physical player, 94 and 95. I mean, he did a great job with Nolan Richardson's club. Mike Anderson's got a nice young player in the post right now. He can really play on the inside. Daniel slipping the name. Now, come on, lay it on me, Gafford.
You got it. Only 9 players have won back-to-back Players of the Year in the league. Little token pressure from the Vols.
They're going to try to push that basketball.
Jordan McCabe, who has some kind of handle, gets it across the timeline. Ten to shoot. McCabe picks up the dribble.
They got to take shots, quality shots.
5. Harler has to force one up. And he knocks it down.
Wow, that's how upsets happen. Make those kind of shots.
It's an 8-0 run for West Virginia.
got some good post players in the SEC. That's a big one.
Turner hits from outside.
Well, Turner hit from shoulder injury. I mentioned earlier Grant Williams. Gafford's a heck of a player down in Arkansas. Kentucky's got the kid Travis, excellent post player.
Carlos pass out of bounds.
Can't give up possessions like that. You can't give those possessions up.
Early three-point lead for West Virginia against Tennessee here in Knoxville. Quick break here. Back to Adnan.
All right, Bob, thanks so much. Fonzo Ellis, a crazy finish here with Clemson and NC State. Marquise Reed, the miss of the line, back to go the other way. Braxton Beverly Fonz.
How about the guts here? He was 0 for 4 until that shot.
8-0 run, the final 19 seconds for the Wolfpack as they pull it off. Unbelievable there. Back to Bob and Dick.
Spending your days playing while still getting a check plan. Let us help with your plan.
Yep, every month.
Great. Sounds like a plan.
Start a plan that flexes with yours. New York Life.
Cheez-It snacks are the most satisfying combination of crunch with
Cheese.
with their delicious perfection.
Cheese.
It's not all about you, Cheese.
You think I have a mouth? I'm a wheel of cheese.
Got a point.
Yeah. Cheez-It, cheesy, crunchy satisfaction.
I hear it in the background. She's watching it too, saying, and this is where. Here we go. See you next week.
I've never seen that before.
First tattoo?
Yeah.
Relax, amigo. It's gonna look okay.
Only okay?
No worries, boss. I'm one of the tattoo artists in the city.
Aren't you supposed to draw it first?
Stay in your lane, bro.
Just okay is not okay, especially when it comes to your network. AT&T is America's best wireless network, according to America's Biggest Test. Now with 5GE. Plus, buy a Samsung Galaxy S9 and get one free. Only at AT&T.
Number 9, Kansas. Number 8, Kentucky. Tonight at 6 on ESPN. This is Wildcat Pride.
Hold up, let me get up in it now. I'm here to win it now.
But Kansas fears no cats. Lexington is ready for a battle of the Blue Bloods. Number 9, Kansas. Number 8, Kentucky. Tonight at 6 on ESPN.
That is really the main course of this SEC Big 12 Challenge. And they have just announced 6 more years of an agreement between the two leagues. So this will be something that will continue as the Big 12 is off to what will be soon an early 4-2 lead. Georgia is about to beat Texas, and Texas A&M got by Kansas State, but Oklahoma State over South Carolina. TCU beat Florida. Iowa State put on a show, shooting nearly 70% from the field at Ole Miss, and Baylor got by Alabama. So those are the games that have happened already. Bob Wischusen and Dick Vitale, Allison Williams bringing you West Virginia and number 1 Tennessee. Getting loose underneath and losing it on the way up. Unable to locate the rim was John Fulkerson. And now it's McCabe the other way.
Well, Ahmad made a great defensive play, rotated over. So far, playing a lot of poise, West Virginia early in this game. Can they continue it? You can't question their effort here. Their effort, they're trying their best right now against this Tennessee team. An experienced team. Nice fake right there.
Harler for 3. In and out. Tapped around. Issa Ahmad's got it. Logan Rout kept it alive.
The ball was in, baby. Harler's right there. Good post play now, cutting off the post.
Stepping back, McCabe. Yes!
Making shots, and that's a key. They have not been able to make shots. They've lost a lot of tough games, man. They lost some really close games.
I'll give that win to Georgia over Texas, and it is the Big 12 with 4 wins, the SEC with 2. Although it's a little misleading because of the cycle of teams that are playing representing the SEC this year.
Well, LSU's not playing in it. They're ranked. Mississippi State's not playing. They're ranked. And Auburn's not playing, and they're ranked. So you got 3 ranked teams. It's very deceiving when you look at the final tally.
And that's just the law of averages, luck of the draw, which teams are ranked and which team for the SEC is in the cycle. They have 10 teams, obviously, to match up with the 10 from the Big 12. So everyone's going to play for the Big 12, but you're going to leave a few SEC teams out.
I think it's terrific that they do this. You know, whether it be the ACC, Big 10, it's terrific that they do it.
Schofield spins, gets his own miss, and recovers. Shot clock down to 1. Schofield rises up, a little too strong. So Ahmad pulls it down for West Virginia.
He's 0 for 3 right now. It's the 3rd game. He's 6 for 26 in his last 2 games, and he's too good a player. He's probably thinking a little bit too much. You got to just relax and play. He's a very talented player. Get a little frustrated. Start thinking about it every shot.
Ahmad West took an extra step trying to find Ahmad backdoor.
They got to get West going. West and Ahmad are the keys for them in terms of them putting some points on the board. Scoring has been a real difficult time for them.
Well, Lamont West this season has 5 games where he has scored at least 20 points. He's got 7 games where he scored 5 points or less.
Well,
so he's just one of those feast or famine shooters. If he knocks down some threes, he could fill it up, but he has really been streaky.
Yeah, very inconsistent. Is that the right word? Inconsistent.
I think you nailed it.
I like that.
Very good.
Hey, Kentucky, Kansas, what a matchup that's going to be. Kentucky playing really better and better with every performance. Big Blue Nation loves that team. I like them. I had them recently, and I'm really so impressed with them the other night against a good Mississippi State team. Their 3 guards are very good, the young kids. When you think Hero, and you certainly factor in Higgins, who's terrific, and you don't want to forget about Johnson on the wing. He's terrific.
West Virginia passing an early test here, Allison.
Yeah, Bob, and you'll remember at shoot-around, the 2 things that Bob Huggins was really upset with was effort, which you talked about, but also guys not following instruction and doing what he was asking them to do, knowing their assignments. And to help them kind of learn their assignments and show some accountability, he actually, for the first time in several years, administered a scouting report test on Tennessee. About 8 to 10 questions on everything they needed to know. He called out a couple guys during shoot-around for not scoring well on that. Guys really have to do a better job of getting locked in and knowing their assignments.
Focusing in life. Right now, Tennessee's got to do a better job getting the ball inside to Mr. Williams. They're going to know he's one of the premier players in the nation.
There's West for 3.
Oh, that's big. I mean, Bobby Huggins couldn't ask for a better start right now, defensively and offensively.
Bohm lost it along the baseline. They will say it was knocked out by West Virginia.
See, right now, you got to become a little bit more aggressive on the inside. Williams has got to want the ball. He took them to the victory circle against Vanderbilt. I mean, they were on the ropes big time. Down 6 with like 2 minutes to go. Had that flagrant foul call, which certainly turned that game around in a way. But then they responded in overtime, and he 43 points, 23 for 23 on the free throw line. Guys can't do that in practice. 23 for 23. Shots not falling for the Vols.
A lid on the basket for the Vols, as missing from point-blank range was Jordan Boughton.
It's a little quiet right now. Saturday, they shocked Kansas. Can't they shock the #1 team in the country? Stay tuned.
A block again by Alexander.
And here they go. Alexander, some kind of shot block.
Tries to go behind the back, got sloppy.
He tried to get fancy. Up and away. Rick Barnes not a happy guy. He's got a TO, baby. Rick Barnes is not a happy camper. And what a job he's done there at Tennessee.
So Rick Barnes wants a timeout. West Virginia with an 8-0 run. And this season, NCAA coaches and Infinity are taking a timeout to fight cancer with Infinity's $1 million donation to the American Cancer Society. This is an Infinity timeout for the win. Learn more at infinitytimeout.com. And Allison will have more with Rick Barnes when we come back about how cancer has hit close to the Tennessee program.
Hey, Dan.
Oh, hey, Coach Williams.
You ready for another test drive?
You just drove the QX50 like 2 hours ago.
But I've got a friend, and he's really excited about driving.
Okay, and he can drive with those paws?
Those are hooves, Dan.
Of course they are. Let's get you a test drive.
This season, NCAA coaches are fans of Infinity.
Plenty of horn room?
We're donating $1 million to Coaches versus Cancer. Learn more at infinitytimeout.com.
The rules of luxury. Look, but don't touch. Touch, but don't use.
If you're going to follow one rule, make sure it's this one. Luxury should be lived in. Infiniti. Empower the drive.
Dude, are you friends with a real robot?
No, man, it's my service.
Maybe it's time for a switch. Switch to Boost's super reliable and super fast nationwide network. Plus, get 4 lines, each with unlimited gigs for $100 a month. And get 4 free phones.
I'm a do-it-yourselfer. So when I needed legal advice, I just decided to go to law school and handle it myself. Just kidding. I hated school.
If you aren't interested in becoming a lawyer yourself, call LegalZoom and we'll connect you with an actual attorney.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Continental Tire for what you do, and in part by New York Life. We know that life doesn't fit into any one plan, so start a plan that flexes with yours.
Grant Williams looking to follow up his tremendous 43-point performance against Vanderbilt, an effort he dedicated to former volunteer Tony White, who holds the mark with 51 points and 87. He had visited him earlier this month when he's in the hospital here in Knoxville for treatment of leukemia. And during that visit, Williams told White he was coming for his record, and White told him, if you do, I've got something for you. The plaque that actually the sign, I should say, because it's bigger than a plaque, that hung back in the old arena in Stockley Athletic Center. This is the one that commemorates him scoring 51 back in 1987. Grant Williams told Tony White, I want you to pass that on to me. He came 8 short in that game, but he's still aiming this prize. Guys.
And just as we are not betting against Tony White beating leukemia, we wouldn't bet against Grant Williams scoring over 51 in a game as that jumper goes down for Jordan Bowden.
Tell you one thing, Tony, keep fighting, buddy. Have faith, and we certainly say our prayers for you, Tony. You were a great player here in that Tennessee uniform, and you're going to make it. So many people in your corner. Timeout, set up a play, and get a deuce.
Beetle Bolden hits a 3.
I thought they couldn't shoot the ball. I thought all the scouting reports were getting, can't shoot the ball, can't score. Well, I'll tell you one thing, this West Virginia team has come to play.
This is the largest deficit of the season faced by Tennessee, down by 12. West Virginia off to a 4-for-6 start, shooting the 3. Here's McCabe. That one comes up short.
Tennessee's got to start going inside out. You got to start with the All-American down in the box, bring the ball back out. And if you can't score, throw it out, but if not, take it to the basket.
Williams double team. Slips one through to Alexander. Yes.
Nice pass by Williams. He's an unselfish scorer. Averages 20 a game. Shoots better than 50%. They shoot as a team, second best in America.
Well, Williams is top 10 in the SEC in assists as well. Averages over 3.5 assists a game.
Well, he's going to get doubled up a lot, so he should have a lot of assists because he's got good people surrounding him to find open people with his passing ability.
Beetle Bolden is fouled. Also played by Kyle Alexander. Well, we showed Tony White earlier fighting cancer, and Dick, nobody does more to try and help children battling cancer than you.
Well, there it is. We only got 275 more chances left on the second car. First one's been sold out at 1,500. 275 more, and I expect that to be done today after the Tennessee and West Virginia people for $100 a chance helping kids on a brand new Mercedes. Simply go to jimmyv.org/Vital Raffle 2019. jimmyv.org Vital Raffle 2019. Don't be left out. Only 275. Get that right now. Go there, computer. Put it down. Get it. Help us raise money for kids.
Tough fadeaway that gets stuck on Jermaine Haley.
See, that's not a shot you want. See, that's called a bad shot. You got to take good shots, especially when you're the underdog, you're on the road. You got to make every possession, at least have a quality shot with a chance to give you a score.
Well, the arrow will keep it with West Virginia.
Wow. Got away with that, baby, in terms of that lob pass. You're allowed to go back court. It's not a problem there. The lob is telegraphed.
Derek Culver, who has had a really nice freshman debut for Bob Huggins in double figures 6 times. is down in the box. Bolden, baseline, a little too strong. Culver keeps it alive. Out of bounds to the Vols.
Culver gives him a talented player. He didn't play the game against Florida. They didn't like some of his attitude early, but they say his attitude's been great now. Bob Huggins says he can't do enough, and he put him on the bench to have him grow up, he said, a little bit mentally, get him a little more mature. And maybe the kid has turned the corner because they say that he has. He's got ability.
Lamonte Turner for three. Knocks it down.
He can shoot the basketball. He was a sixth man of the year last year in the SEC. Terrific guy to bring off the bench. He's really a starter. They got 7 starters with Barnes as well. Fine assistant over there too, Rob Lanier next to him. Used to be a head coach at Siena.
Culver gets to the baseline and draws the foul.
Nice move by Culver right there on the post. Took that ball up strong.
And coming up next on ESPN, the SEC Big 12 Challenge presented by Continental Tire brings us the main event from Rupp, Kansas, Kentucky. It's a top 10 Sonic blockbuster just as soon as we're done here in Knoxville. We will take you to Rupp. You can always watch it live on the ESPN app as well.
And in that game, Kentucky's going to have to deal with Dietrich Lawson, who's been terrific all year for them. And now he even has to step up more with Azubuike out of the lineup. Azubuike, what a tough loss for Kansas. You can't lose a player of that quality, a rim protector, shot blocker, and not hurt a little bit. And that's really been a problem for them, losing a guy, because now Lawson's playing a little bit more in the post instead of on a power forward slot. Changes your lineup.
Azubuike's a player that's been in and out of the lineup, though, since he got to Lawrence. So Bill Self is used to trying to live life without him. Who do you like in that game?
Well, I gotta like Kentucky. The game's at home. They're playing really at a high level right now, getting better with every performance. You and I saw them where they were on really a tough situation down at Auburn, where that place was electric, and they found a way to win that game.
Culver called for his first.
And you got Big Blue Nation there, man. And we got game day there. There's a lot of excitement. I know Dan and Jay and the gang are going to be ready to rock and roll. Great environment. 2 elite big-time programs.
Bolden called for the foul. And that is one guy that Bob Huggins says cannot be in foul trouble for me. And I think there are times this year where they've been a little bit of press Virginia, less than they've been in years past, because they don't have the backcourt depth, and they also can't afford to get Bolden in foul trouble.
And they don't have the rim protector now with Konate, where you can take gambles with him when he was back there blocking shots.
There's Bolden with the steal. A little out of control with the dribble. He's able to regather.
Bolden, man, he's got some superb quickness. He battled a lot of injuries.
Wesley Harris off the mark. Knocked around, and it goes to the Vols.
You know, preparing for the game, I read a lot of stuff for different teams from their writers, columnists down in West Virginia. I've been reading about this club, and basically it comes down to the fact is, you know, shots, making shots and getting that supreme effort. And they're not getting that kind of defensive pressure that they've had over the years. Bob Herzl does an excellent job as a columnist down there. Read his stuff a number of times.
Schofield gets it to go.
Nice move by Schofield. See, when you're struggling, shooting a little bit on the perimeter, go inside, take advantage of his multi-talents. He's a multi-talented forward. He can go inside, outside.
A 7-0 run for the Vols. That's approaching 3 minutes long.
Felt good for him to see that ball come through the hoop, as our producer would say. He saw the ball coming through the hoop.
5 to shoot. Beetle Bolden's going to have to create a shot. Instead, he palmed the basketball. West Virginia turns it over. It's a 5-point lead for West Virginia. And we are wired for sound today here in Knoxville.
Think about it, we scored 5 points in 12 minutes. Now, hey, listen, we're that bad. 5 points in 12 minutes. So why are we scoring? Because we're not playing together. Guys just want to say, can I make a shot? Hey, play basketball together. We can't come out of a timeout and you start shooting jump shots. Right. You see the score? We got to run offense.
Team, bring it in. Bring it in. When I think of defense, I think of Rocket Mortgage. They created Rate Shield.
It protects your rate while you find a new home. Big J gets it. So if rates go up, you are defended. But if rates go down, they'll give you the lower rate, and that can save you some serious cash. Let's bring it in.
Push button, get mortgage. Rocket Mortgage, proud supporter of college athletics.
Everybody all set?
Hey.
Oh, any recommendations?
The salmon was okay.
Just okay. Is it fresh?
Sort of. The chef had it this morning. Unfortunately, he went home sick, but he left instructions with Kyle.
This fish is raw.
Do we need a minute?
Yes.
Just okay is not okay, especially when it comes to your network. AT&T is America's best wireless network according to America's biggest test. Now with 5GE. More for your thing. That's our thing.
Okay, look, if you're not the lead dog, the scenery never changes. That's why this is the view for every other full-size pickup. And this year, it's deja vu all over again. Because only the Ford F-150 with its high-strength, military-grade aluminum alloy body gives you best-in-class torque, best-in-class payload, and you got it, baby, best-in-class towing. Still leading the pack. This is the big dog. This is the Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, pal. It is the bar.
We are back in Knoxville, and you're watching the SEC on ESPN. Bob Wischusen, Dick Vitale, Allison Williams, number one, struggling maybe more than we expected against a West Virginia team that's below 500.
Well, West Virginia made 5 threes already. If there's one area they've been a little vulnerable when you think about Tennessee, the last 4 games, opponents have made at least 10 threes against them. So not getting out quickly on the three-point shooters has been hurting them.
Good rebound for the freshman, Derek Culver.
They've done a great job neutralizing Williams, though, on the interior.
Grant Williams is back in the game. Was out of the game before we went to the under 8 timeout. And so far, he's 0 for 2 from the field.
Got a little post move right there.
Jordan Bone on a run out, attacks the goal, and gets blocked by Culver.
Jordan Bone is quick. Man, he is quick. We're going to take a look right here at defense. Watch the defense in Tennessee, a little slow rotating out over and on top of the three-point. Now watch this, he's going to come over the top. Everything frees it right there. Now watch as he reverses the ball. He has 2 choices. You can go left, you got to go right, got to go over the top, but you got to be quicker. You got to be quicker. A little slow getting out. You got to give that unbelievable recovery and getting out quick to that shooter. Close
Tennessee calls a timeout. We'll step aside for 30 seconds and come right back.
Experience Control GX for Men, the first shampoo with a brain. So smart, it reduces gray gradually. The more you shampoo, the less gray you have. How smart is that? Gradually reduce gray with Control GX shampoo from Just for Men.
The need more space.
Is your mom in there?
Since Nana's moved in plan,
Nope.
let us help with your plan.
Yeah, we can do that.
Well, that sounds like a plan.
Start a plan that flexes with yours. New York Life.
5-point lead for West Virginia, and then the 3-ball has been big. Momentum swinging 3-point shots, especially early for West Virginia.
Well, Tennessee's got to do a better job defending the 3. They got to rotate and get out there quicker. I mean, West Virginia, for them to pull an upset, they're going to have to make 3s. There's no doubt about it. But they're outmanned in almost every position on the floor.
That 3 is off the mark from Lamonte Turner. Williams keeps it alive on the offensive glass. Turner throws a wild one up and is fouled.
Guys, it's so cool to hear Tennessee head coach Rick Barnes during the timeouts, having him mic'd up, but equally vocal during those huddles and those timeouts, his two leaders, Grant Williams and Admiral Schofield, really enthusiastic with their teammates. One of the things getting on them for is not getting the ball inside, being stronger with the ball. And Admiral Schofield, during the last timeout, pulled Jordan Boone aside and had a one-on-one conversation with him. We know they're their hardest working players. They are tremendous leaders as well. They do it with their actions and with their words.
Well, they're both over 1,200 points and over 550 rebounds in their careers.
They're winners, man. They've been winners. It's the 4th year in terms of Rick Barnes, and what a job. He built the culture, and those guys have been vital to that culture. Been here, bringing that winner's mentality. Last year, we saw them very impressed with that. I had a preseason number 3, and a lot of people said to me, oh, man, come on, Dickie V, number 3. I said, you're darn right. This club is legit. This club is a legitimate basketball. No matter what happens here this afternoon, they're going to win a lot of basketball games. Well, he's got a pretty good handle for a big guy out here on the point.
West, way short.
I think I got fouled. No whistle. No whistle on that play. Did you see me get fouled?
I didn't hear a whistle. A finger roll for Bowden comes up short, but it's fumbled out of bounds by the Mountaineers.
Slowly. The one thing about Rick Barnes' club, they didn't panic when they were down 12, trying to get it all back right away. They were slow, taking their time, poised, and to slowly creep back in the game.
Schofield, quick trigger. And it looks like a foul will be called on the weak side on Derek Walker. That's a second on Walker.
Well, the one thing, he's not been quiet in that timeout. Rick Barnes let him know that he's not very content and happy the way they're executing their efficiency on the offensive end. You know, people read the papers too. Kids read the papers, they see all the numbers, they hear about how, well, this probably not being that tough of a game, and it affects you mentally. You're going to come to play no matter who you play. When you're number 1, you're going to get everybody's best commitment, and you're going to match that commitment.
You think the kids read the papers?
Go online, man. They read everything. See every number.
They read Twitter. They read Instagram.
Well, on Instagram, you get all the numbers and totals. I mean, let's face it. We're looking at them right now. Tennessee be the first to tell you, Rick Barnes, we have not played anywhere to the level right now that we're capable of playing.
Air ball tossed up by Lamont West. Kept alive by West Virginia. West tries again. That's off the mark. And a foul will be called on Andrew Gordon.
West got to make shots for them. They need shots out of West that count for them to have a chance here against this Tennessee team.
Coming up tonight on ABC, our NBA Saturday primetime game presented by HyperX Gaming. The stars of the Warriors taking on Kyrie. And the Celtics, our coverage tips off with NBA Countdown at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. And you can always watch on the ESPN app.
Can those two guys shoot threes?
Yes.
Now, they should shoot threes. I mean, let's face reality. You know, I was talking about the NBA the other day, too many threes and missed a free throw there. They got guys, the best athletes in the world. I don't know, it's on top of my mind. The best athletes. Some people say soccer, hockey. I say no way, basketball's the best. But here's numbers for you. In 2014, they took 51,000 threes. 2018 last year, over 70-some thousand. They're already, at this time this year, about 45,000 threes. I think too many guys are shooting threes that shouldn't shoot threes, and they should make sure those two guys should shoot threes that we just saw there. Are you kidding me?
I'm with you. The number of people that ooh and ah at a James Harden highlight package where it's dribbled through his legs, dribbled through his legs, dribbled through his legs, shot clock winds down, force up a three. He'll make 6 or 7 of them in a game. Of course, he takes 25 of them. At the end of the game, he's got 50 points, and at the end of the game, his team is lost. As Schofield goes back to it. And I'm wondering where winning the game should factor into the conversation of how great a player someone is.
Well, James is such a talent, though. He really
he's incredibly talented.
Yeah, he's really very talented. I think, though, what's happened with them, I put it up on Twitter, as you got right there. Turnover, great defensive play by Tennessee. But what I said was, Kodak should do a commercial of the 4 players for his club, for Houston, as they stand and watch as he's doing his thing. Take a picture. The Kodak man. Everybody watching Mr. Harden doing his thing.
I was going to say, he's the guy that shows up at open gym, and everyone's like, oh, I don't know if I want to be on his team. I mean, we'll probably win a lot and stay on the court, but I'm never going to get a chance to shoot.
Yeah, but you know the thing, they're playing with 2 key players. I don't want to do Paul's not there, Capella's not there. That's 2 major guys. Let's get back to college hoops. Nice pass. Oh!
Schofield off the mark. Evan Rao lost it. Fumbled out of bounds as he and Lamont West couldn't hold on.
Schofield moving well without the ball. It was another example. He got wide open in that lane. He's got good motion. He's active. He's come out here mentally ready to play. Rick Barnes says he's going to break out. He's too good of a player. Grant's been real quiet, though. He's been real quiet.
Scoreless so far.
You got to give West Virginia a lot of credit for that.
Schofield off the mark. Williams tries to run it down. Stepped on the sideline. We've got a 1-point game, under 4 minutes to go. When you're number 1, you love playing basketball. When you're number 1, you can't wait to head back to the locker room so you can get back out here and start the game. This is a fired-up Vol squad.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by 5-Hour Energy Shots. Get back to 100%. And in part by Zaxby's. Chicken fingers, buffalo wings, salads. Find a location at Zaxby's.com.
4 straight nights with a teething baby.
3 weeks without a day off.
2 solid months on the road.
1 long season after another. Help.
Help.
When your battery's running low, grab a sugar-free, vitamin-packed 5-Hour Energy. It'll get you back to 100% fast.
I'm back.
I'm back.
I'm back to 100%.
5-Hour Energy. Get back to 100%.
Bring your friends, bring your family, and bring on the flavor. Try Zaxby's Boneless Wings Meal, tossed in our new Caribbean jerk sauce. Or customize your meal with any of our other 9 delicious sauces. Zaxby's.
Now let's have one more.
2?
Make that 2 more plans.
Sweetie?
Let us help with your plan.
We can do that.
Sounds like a plan.
Start a plan that flexes with yours. New York Life.
Dude, are you friends with a real robot?
No, man. It's my service.
Maybe it's time for a switch. Switch to Boost's super reliable and super fast nationwide network. Plus, get 4 lines, each with unlimited gigs for $100 a month. And get 4 free phones.
Introducing the all-new Lexus ES. Every curve, every innovation, every feeling. A product of mastery.
Lease the 2019 ES350 for $399 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
There have been some hard times here on Rocky Top, but here's one tweet that we pulled off Twitter from a volunteer fan. Philip Fulmer's back as the AD. Jim Chaney's back. T. Martin is back. Basketball's back. Tennessee is on the rise. The curse may be lifted yet. Well, they need to see some wins on the football field to match the wins they're having on the basketball court right now, but T. Martin back to run the offense, and they think a new day is dawning for Tennessee football to go along with a #1 ranked basketball team.
Well, and Coach Pruitt in his first year, now back second year, got a good recruiting class coming in. There's a lot of anticipation and excitement. They still deal with Alabama, Auburn, Florida. That conference is murder. Georgia.
That floater comes up short on the lean in by Brandon Knapper.
It's like 8 minutes before last time they scored. Bolden on a 3. He's scoring the basketball has been tough for them early in the game. Good execution, made some threes, but now it's struggle city.
Beetle Bolden hit a 3 with a little over 11 minutes to go in the first half. As now traveling is called on Fulkerson.
You know,
West Virginia hasn't had a basket since then, and they've still got a 1-point lead.
You know, West Virginia had a chance to get a little gap here because Tennessee has not executed well at all. I mean, we've seen the All-American has not been able to score. They've done a great job neutralizing him, but they haven't taken advantage of it at all. Modern West got to make some shots. Saw Ahmad with a great game when they beat Kansas one year down in West Virginia.
Hit the three. West pushed off. So Lamont West commits the foul. That'll be free throws at the other end for Tennessee. And coming up on the Jeep halftime report, the SEC Big 12 Challenge will update all of the games, not only the games we've seen earlier on today, but the games going on right now. And Duke needed a second-half surge against Georgia Tech at Cameron to get a win. But when Duke needs a surge, normally they find one.
Well, they find one. Got some talent there that can make it happen. I mean, they got two guys absolutely on every All-American team. They will be there, and certainly in Williamson and in Barrett.
By the way, that foul on Lamont West, his third, so he has to go to the bench.
Second half, I'm going to lay on you my mid-season top Super 6 players, my mid-season player of the year thus far, coach of the year, and diaper dandy of the year. Oh, now here comes the big orange crowd. They get a little excited here.
Bolden blocked from behind by Turner.
Good job defensive by Turner. Good rotation coming back. Defensive transition. Did an excellent job. They take the lead. They were down 12, were they not?
And their first lead since it was 2-0. Fumbling that pass as he found a crease to go backdoor was Wesley Harris.
Not efficient offensively, not getting good shots, turning the ball over. Frustration building on Bob Huggins on that sideline. He's so accustomed to winning and expecting great efforts.
Williams comes up short, but he will go to the line.
That was a big-time move right there. What I like about him is he's so unselfish. He plays within the realm of the team concept. Remember this now as he goes to the line. 23 for 23 on the charity stripe against Vanderbilt in an overtime game. Every one of them was a must free throw, and he made them count.
And the most points scored by a Vol since Allen Houston had 43 back in 1990, Allison.
Yeah, Bob, and Williams worked a ton on his free throw shooting in the offseason. It was one area he really wanted to improve. He was getting up 50 to 75 free throws every day. Would finish each session with 10 makes in a row. He said he really worked on his form and his touch with Coach Barnes, and then really just tried to shorten his free throw motion and routine at the line.
And we jinxed him right there.
No, I want to welcome Allison. Allison, welcome.
Since I was talking during
welcome to the announcer jinx. Yeah, it's really awesome when you want to tout a number. It's not something a sideline reporter gets often the chance to do, to tout the statistical numbers, flawless for a player, and have him go out there and toss up a brick in the middle of you touting those numbers. So very well done.
I wanted to be a team player. I didn't want it to be on you, Bob.
I'm used to
all
it.
Those accolades.
Tell
so
him,
I'd
Allison.
take that one.
Welcome to the club.
Tell him, Allison. I'm on your side, Allison.
Allison Williams, solely responsible for jinxing Grant Williams and ending his free throw streak. But now, Williams is on his way back to the line. Chance for a three-point play.
Do you think Uncle Mo is now on the side of Rocky Top? Uncle Mo has come a long way from being down 12. Bring the ball inside. He knows what to do with it here. Nice little fake for you young kids out there. Did you see the ball fake and the head fake? Use the left hand on the left side.
Allison, you have anything else to say about Grant Williams' free throw shooting as he goes back to the line?
Silence is no. That is good. So
well
the
done.
curse is off.
Curse is off. Nothing but nylon.
This is a 17-0 Tennessee run to open up the 5-point lead.
Ouch. Ouch. Scoring baskets has been a nightmare for West Virginia during the course of the season. And we're seeing it again here in the second part of the first half.
Derek Culver, though, draws a foul as he was held running the baseline.
They got a great player coming in next year. Some say the best rebounder, Bobby Cardi of ESPNU. Said the best rebounders, you look at the score there, 4-2, Big 12 over the SEC. Oscar Deshibi, coming from the same high school in Pennsylvania that Konate's from. They think he's going to be a monster on the glass, a glass eater.
McCabe to Culver. And Culver is able to rattle one home. That is the first West Virginia field goal since we had 11:05 to go in the half.
Well, you see some good skills out of Culver there. Catching the ball in the box, knows how to utilize his footwork. Nice pass by McCabe, getting the ball. He's got a nice body, too big.
Another three, buried by Lamonte Turner. He's got 11.
Shoot the ball.
Check that, a timeout call by Bob Huggins. Tennessee has a 6-point lead, and Lamonte Turner's got 3 made triples.
I'll tell you one thing, you bring a guy off the bench like Lamonte Turner. I mean, he's got range, he can shoot the jumper, he shot that from Memphis. Oh, don't mention Memphis. Memphis said, wow, a little rivalry building up there between Mr. Hardaway and Mr. Barnes. That'll be an interesting game here next year, because now when they come here, they'll come here with the 7-foot dominating center, Mr. Wiseman, on their side. Rick Barnes says nothing to it. He said, I never said a word, so I don't know. Find me something where I haven't said anything. Then he basically made a statement, said that he was mocking him out. It was a statement. Rick says, so untrue. I never did something like that. I wouldn't do that to a fellow coach.
Well, this Tennessee team does play collectively with a little chip on their shoulder. Not unlike the legacy that Bob Huggins has built at West Virginia. Neither of these teams has a 5-star recruit or a McDonald's All-American. I mean, these are programs that routinely are going after guys that aren't even in the top 100 sometimes. Grant Williams was barely a top 200 player coming out of high school, and now he has turned into the SEC Player of the Year. And he gets a return here.
Smooth sliding down the lane. He's so valuable to this team. You talk about Player of the Year candidates. When you factor in his value to Tennessee, it goes way, way up. Other guys have had great years, but they're surrounded with a little stronger cast. He's got a bunch of good players that all play together.
Culver misses everything.
Culver said the ball was deflected. He said deflected by, oh, should be our ball.
Yeah, when I shank a golf shot, I look at my golf club too.
I shanked a lot of them. That's why I stopped playing.
No, Williams didn't get that one.
That was strictly an air ball. Any way you cut it. Boy, Tennessee showed a little bit there now after being down 12. That timeout. Rick Barnes got all over him in that timeout big time. So I don't care you're number 1, man. You got to come to play.
Williams forces one up and draws the foul.
So all of a sudden getting into that scorebook. He's quiet last couple minutes. Great kid, too. When you speak to him, just looks you in the eye like a man. Speaks very humbly. When he was interviewed after the game by Carl Ravitch of his 43 points, Carl showed him the stat sheet. He said, I don't like it. Look at my rebounds I have. I didn't have many rebounds. I got to 43. He didn't like it. That's what he said in the year. Now, you know, down deep, he loved every moment of it. Who's not going to love 43 and 23 for 23 in a line? That's a month's work for a lot of players playing.
The average is about 7 points a game at the line. And as you can see, no junior in college basketball currently playing has either attempted or made more free throws than Grant Williams. He's over 1,300 points for his career, on his way to potentially being a 2,000-point scorer at Tennessee, assuming he comes back for his senior year. Because he's got as many points as some guys would accumulate in a career, and he's only a little past the midway part of his junior season.
Well, you know, many of the mock drafts that I've looked at, he's looked at upon 28, 29 category, late first round.
Arlo tries a deep one at the buzzer, and the Vols close the first half on a 24-2 run.
Wow.
That lasted 10 minutes and 17 seconds. They didn't even need much from Grant Williams as we check in with Allison.
Thank you guys very much. Coach Barnes, you trailed by as much as 12. How'd you get back in this?
Well, I thought our defense was really good. I thought we were horrendous on the offensive end. We didn't do anything except just shoot the ball, trying to be too cool with it, and no post feeds. And we finally started trying to attack the basket a little bit, but give them credit. You know, they're a physical team, and they ran us off some cuts, and we didn't fight it.
What will you have to make sure you continue to do well offensively then in the second half?
Well, we're going to still have to keep guarding. We're going to have to really keep it, and rebounding will be a big part of it. And then on offense, we got to work harder.
Rick, thanks.
Tell you one thing, he talked about being cool. He was trying to go around his back. He can't go around his back, Mr. Wachusett.
It's time to head to Reese and the game day crew at Rupp Arena. 20 more minutes from us, and then the main event between Kansas and Kentucky. Reese?
Bob, Dickie V, thank you. Glad to have you with us on the cheap halftime report. You think that West Virginia struggle was bad? Clemson said, hold my beer. Wait till you see this meltdown in the last few seconds. That is Marquise Reed in the last 13 seconds. An 80% free throw shooter missed 4 of those babies. Clyde Trapp fouled twice with the lead. They made every error you could possibly make, and Braxton Beverly made them pay.
Braxton Beverly comes behind the penetration shot, ready, deep range, bang. NC State with a huge win. Clemson, a gut-wrenching loss. I think I'm going to sleep better than Brad Burnell tonight.
I don't think you'll sleep at all. Georgia Tech and Duke. Trey Jones back in action. Georgia Tech hung around for a while. Duke up 20-19. Oh, Zion, lovely Zion. I long thy dunks to see. Oh, lovely.
Zion and RJ combined for 46 points. But how about Duke's three-point shooting? They shot 10% from the three-point line.
Achilles heel?
10%. 2 of 22.
They're also not a good free throw shooting team, but they can dunk.
They got guys.
I think they're third in the country in two-point shooting because they get very high percentage shots.
Trey Jones, 24 points off their defense because he's back in action.
There were not enough candles at the grotto to keep Notre Dame and give them a prayer against Virginia. Kyle Guy, 4-3. Kyle Guy, 4-3.
Everything about UVA is so methodical. They run their sets, they're so efficient, and they make the right play. Just the patience of Kyle Guy, Ty Jerome.
5 guys in double figures, Jay Will. That talks about the versatility of their offense this year.
DeAndre Hunter, Euro 82-55. UVA's got NC State coming up on Tuesday night. Iowa State and Ole Miss. Iowa State, the team that Jay Will says is going to win the Big 12. He is wrong. Mariel Shayok.
I am right.
3.
Shayok, a former UVA player. Lindell Wigginton came off the bench for 18 points, too. He finally found his groove offensively.
And Cameron Lard was fat. 4 of 4. Including the dunk. Iowa State was down for a while. They blow out Hotty Toddy in Oxford, 87-73. So score that one for the Big 12 in the Big 12 SEC Challenge. And while we have a difference of opinion who will win the Big 12, the Kansas Jayhawks down to the left, they're going to win it. But a good road win for Iowa State.
Look, Lindell Wigginton had that knee injury. I think he finally found his swag offensively today. And when you combine him with the scoring punch that Iowa State has and Mariel Shayok, this team will be there at the end of the regular season for the Big 12 title.
That was a huge win for Clemson. Think about Clemson. Think about their next 3 games. Virginia, Virginia Tech, and North Carolina. They needed to win that game just then, and they got it done.
Be there? Does that mean
they're going to win, RD? Okay. They're going to win the Big 12. Mark it down. You want to put a hundo on it?
Yes.
I have corrupted you.
I got it. We're putting a hundo on it right now.
Yes.
Ooh, that's our first big boy bet of the season.
My experience with USA Air has been excellent. They really appreciate the military family, and it really shows.
With all that USAA offers, why go with anybody else? We know their rates are good. We know that they're always going to take care of us.
It was an instant savings, and I should have changed a long time ago.
It was funny because when we would call another insurance company, they would say, oh, we can't be USAA.
We're the Weber family.
We're the Tennies.
We're the Hells, and we're USAA members for life.
Get your USAA auto insurance quote today.
At Outback, your steak and lobster wish is our command. Steak and lobster is back by popular demand, starting at only $15.99. Hurry into Outback. Steak and lobster is only here for a limited time.
Experience Control GX for Men, the first shampoo with a brain. So smart, it reduces gray gradually. The more you shampoo, the less gray you have. How smart is that? Gradually reduce gray with Control GX shampoo from Just for Men.
Have you ever worked with Dr. Francis?
Oh, yeah. He's okay.
Just okay?
Guess who just got reinstated?
Well, not officially. Nervous?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out.
I'll see you in there.
Just okay is not okay, especially when it comes to your network. AT&T is America's best wireless network according to America's biggest test. Now with 5GE. More for your thing. That's our thing.
My name is Rick, but everyone calls me The Rick. This is a contraption that I devised once I realized that ESPN Plus was on all these different screens and devices. It's like total immersion in the live sports stream. I got $1 million.
With nothing holding you back. Peloton.
I'd like to open up an account.
What type of account do you have in mind?
This kind.
Don't miss the movie that's charming critics everywhere.
What did you say you do?
If I told you, you probably wouldn't want to see me again.
The entire ensemble cast is extraordinary.
He spent his whole life locked up, except for the times that he broke out.
Old guy with a gun that just kind of a funny story.
The Old Man and the Gun. Buy or rent today and watch anytime, anywhere on your favorite screens with DirecTV Cinema. Movies start at Channel 125.
Welcome back to the Jeep Halftime Report.
Marquette and Xavier, as predicted on College Game Day, the Golden Eagles had a big offensive game, particularly from three, though they don't always have to shoot the three. Marcus Howard had 31. What about Sam Hauser, Seth?
Sam Howard, Joey Hauser, they were 9 for 13 from the three-point line, combined for 41. That's perimeter game of Howard and the inside game, perimeter game of the Hausers.
Those three combined for 72 of the team's 87 points.
They were 14 of 25 from three. Xavier's not good on three-point defense, and it got them. Illinois and Maryland. Maryland 13th in the country, and Trent Frazier knocks down the three to put the Flying Illini up by a deuce. Anthony Cowan had a good season. Cowan, the three ball.
One thing that's always hurt Maryland in games like this, turnovers. Terrapins had 21 turnovers against the Fighting Illini.
Ayo Dosunmu, Deuce, and Illinois 6 and 14. That's a bad beat for the Terps. They go down 78 to 67. Sorry, SVP, couldn't resist. Pro Bowl comes your way Sunday, 3 o'clock Eastern Time on ESPN, ABC, streaming live on the ESPN app. You see the greatest stars in the NFL and the Pro Bowl.
This halftime report is presented by Jeep Wrangler, 2019 Motor Trend SUV of the Year.
Why are we doing this?
Why are we doing what? Using my Old Spice Moisturize with Shea Butter body wash?
All I wanted was to use your body wash.
And all I wanted was to have a body wash.
Now let's have one more.
2?
Make that 2 more plan.
Sweetie?
Let us help with your plan.
We can do that.
Sounds like a plan.
Start a plan that flexes with yours. New York Life.
At Booking.com, we can't guarantee you'll find gold in them there hills on your vacation. But we can guarantee the best price on this rental cabin or any accommodation, from hotels to yurts. Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
When I came across Carson, he just like he'd been to a meat grinder.
It was raining pretty hard. I could hear people inside the vehicle screaming.
He was bloody. We had to pretty much rip the car open and pull him out.
Head trauma, broken limbs. Just thought, I don't think this guy is probably gonna make it.
My roommate, he saw me laying face down on the ground and he thought I was dead.
I cracked the windshield, flipped my face wide open.
In my mind, I was thinking, I'm gonna have to bury my child.
If they would have arrived even just a hair later than they did, wouldn't be playing football, because I wouldn't be here today.
Just a true miracle to be alive.
How do you win at business? Stay at La Quinta, where we're changing with stylish makeovers. Here's another tip. Power ties might be passé, but power socks, touche. Start winning today. Book now at lq.com.
Team, bring it in. When I think of great teamwork, I think of Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. They've got the best program in the country. Highest ranked in the nation for servicing 5 consecutive years. And 9 years as the #1 in primary mortgage origination. This team really goes above and beyond for their fans. Anyway, moving on.
Push button, get mortgage. Rocket Mortgage, proud supporter of college athletics.
This halftime report is presented by Jeep Wrangler, 2019 Motor Trend SUV of the Year.
Brand new ESPN app. Now with ESPN Plus. Get more ESPN and download now.
This is Wildcat Pride.
Hold up, let me get up in it now. I'm here to win it now.
But Kansas fears no cats. Lexington is ready for a battle of the Blue Bloods. Number 9, Kansas. Number 8, Kentucky. Tonight at 6 on ESPN.
9th time the two winningest programs in the history of the sport have met as top 10 opponents. As you might expect, they have split the previous 8 right down the middle. Somebody will have the edge tonight. Kentucky and Kansas coming up. But Tennessee awakened from a slumber. 10-point lead. What do you expect second half?
Tennessee has to be more physical in their cuts offensively, and just because West Virginia tries to speed you up doesn't mean you have to play at that pace. Throw the ball down low. That's where you have a major advantage for Tennessee.
Rick Barnes said it. Pound that thing inside offensively, continue to check defensively. West Virginia can't score enough to beat you.
10-point lead for the Big Orange. Tennessee pulled one out against Vanderbilt and in control, it would seem right now. Admiral Schofield throwing it to the all-new Gladiator, as it were. All-new Gladiator, part of the Jeep lineup on the Jeep halftime report.
Another lousy night of sleep, but that doesn't get me out of all the stuff I got to do today. And I got to do it all with this. Not gonna happen. Not without a 5-hour.
When your battery's low, grab a sugar-free vitamin-packed 5-Hour Energy. It'll get you back to 100% fast.
Now it's happening.
5-Hour Energy. Get back to 100%.
Hey, I just wanted to...
Hey, oh, there he is.
What are you looking at? Are you looking at the results of yesterday's Constant Contact email? We were supposed to watch that together.
I'm sorry.
I can't even look at you.
Send great-looking emails that drive big results for your business.
Hey, guys. When are we going to look at the... Oh, I can't believe you guys.
Constant Contact email marketing. Powerful stuff.
SEC Women's Basketball Tournament is tipping off in Greenville, South Carolina, March 6th through the 10th. Be a part of the experience. This is your opportunity to witness the best student athletes in the country compete for the 2019 SEC Tournament Championship title. We will see you in that Greenville. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit secsports.com. SEC Women's Basketball. It just means more.
If a dirty CPAP is making you sick, you're not alone.
I was getting sinus infections because I wasn't cleaning my CPAP properly. And that continued until I got my SoClean.
SoClean is the world's first automated CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. It kills 99.9% of all CPAP germs and bacteria that can build up in your mask, hose, and reservoir.
I don't have to push a button or anything. I just put the mask in the chamber, close the lid, and it runs automatically. SoClean has been a lifesaver.
SoClean works on all popular CPAP machines and masks. Try it risk-free for 30 days. Even shipping is free. Call 1-800-436-4916 to take advantage of this limited time offer.
I would recommend the SoClean machine to anyone else. It is that good of a machine that has made that big a difference in my life.
Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. Even shipping is free. Call 1-800-436-4916 or go to SoClean.com.
Welcome back to the Saturday Showcase presented by 5 Hour Energy. Just about set for the start of the second half between Tennessee and West Virginia. It is the 6th annual SEC Big 12 Challenge presented by Continental Tire. In the first half, Tennessee faced their biggest deficit of the season. We have Rick Barnes wired for sound.
Think about we're 7 for 26 from the floor, and it's because we have settled right from the start of the game. We called a timeout. We came out here. Kyle goes out and shoots a jump shot. We got to play to our strength. They'll let us do it all day. Make them work down there. What? Run transition into push. Just make them work. And you're going to have to cut hard. Even out of bounds plays, you're going to have to cut harder.
Well, let's take a look at our plan to play, brought to you by Northwestern Mutual. And clearly the message received from the Vols and their head coach as when they were down 12, settling for jump shots, while they decided to go inside and ended the half on a 24-2 run. Bob Wischusen here with Dick Vitale and Allison Williams set for the start of the second half. So message sent by the coach and obviously delivered effectively to the players.
Well, they want to know what really coaching is about. That's coaching. Rick Barnes did a phenomenal job, and that's why he's won many places that he's been at. Had so many great players when he's at Texas. He's had so many leave for the NBA, including Mr. Durant, who was unreal in his first year as a diaper dandy.
Mid-range jumper is perfect for Lamonte Turner.
Turner's such a player, man. He really has great touch, great feel. Had a shoulder injury. Oh, he stole the ball. What a strip job right there. Hello.
Finishes with the left hand.
Uh-oh. I hope you got your filler material, because it looks like we're heading that way, Mr. Wischusen.
We're 30 seconds into the second half. We're gonna let him play a little bit. What do you think?
Getting ready, man. Getting ready. I see the little look in the eye. Look at this.
Admiral Schofield with a steal.
Here we go.
The rim. Too strong. First to the floor is Kyle Alexander. And he throws it right to Chase Harlan.
Let them play, man. Let them battle.
Numbers for West Virginia.
Yeah, make some shots. Make some shots.
From the corner, hits a three.
And that's what nice steal right there.
Parler tries again.
Why not? That was the key for them getting that early 12-point lead. They made shots. Made 5 threes early, and they looked like they're really headed for upset city.
Floater off the mark from Bone. And the rebound is pulled down by Andrew Gordon. Issa Ahmad, little hesitation dribble, and the reverse.
Now look at that, unbelievable. You watch that kind of skill move that he made right there, a little hesitation, the reverse layup. You just say, why? Why don't we see more of that?
I think the West Virginia coaching staff has wondered that about Issa Ahmad at times.
I mean, he's a talented kid, but you got to let that talent show at game time. That's the real test when you're playing when the lights are on, there's 20,000 in the arena.
This guy seems to perform when the lights are on as Grant Williams is heading back to the free throw line. And talked about this Tennessee team throughout the first half. Even without Grant Williams, I mean, for 18 minutes basically, he didn't show up, scored 8 points in the last couple of minutes. They still find answers.
Well, they found answers well in the last 2 games. Schofield, who's been a vital part of this team, averaged a minute 16 a game, scorer, they found a way to win. And that's what tells you that's why they're such a good basketball team. They have all the components, all the parts. I think sometimes they play a little bit to the caliber of who they're playing. Remember, they've beaten some quality teams this year. They have beaten some really outstanding, including Gonzaga in a tough win. I think they responded. They certainly played well.
Yeah, they've got wins over Georgia Tech, Louisville, Gonzaga. They won at Memphis, Wake Forest,
Arkansas,
and on the road against Florida. The win at Vanderbilt in overtime. Their only loss to Kansas, it was an overtime loss in Brooklyn back Thanksgiving week. That's the only loss on the board for Tennessee.
And Kansas at that time had their full complement of players. They had Azubuike, they had that full team. I know Allison, You want to share something on Mr. Huggins for us?
Well, I had a chance to chat with him real quick coming out of the half, and it's interesting. We just saw Grant Williams already going to the free throw line because he deadpanned in the most Huggins way possible and looked at me and said, we can't guard him from the free throw line. So if they have to do a better job of keeping him from getting there, but not easy against a guy who's known for drawing fouls. Offensively here, guys, keep an eye on the ball movement. He was really frustrated with how West Virginia isn't passing the ball. He said, we have guys open and we don't hit them. We don't look to share and to pass the ball. And he was also lamenting their lack of aggressiveness. He said Tennessee was way more aggressive as the game went on.
Well, so many teams win because they get to the 50-50 balls. And if you're doing that, it gives you extra possessions. And, you know, Tennessee mentally got to feel a lot better, obviously, than the West Virginia kids. When you're losing, you're 1-6 in conference play, and you're a team that's #1 in the nation, you got to be excited about that.
Needle Bolden can't knock one down. That foul on Kyle Alexander puts him on the bench. He's got 3. Racing to the goal in stride, Lamonte Turner. He's got 17.
Well, Turner right there in transition, but they did a great job with that look in transition. And I'll tell you this, Bob Huggins was not happy with the defensive transition. That doesn't take ability, that just takes hustle.
Issa Ahmad plus the foul.
You know, the last time Tennessee lost the game was over 2 months ago. Figured 64 days. I was looking at 64 days since their last L. That's a pretty good feeling, man. You come to practice every day, you feel good. Now the heat's going to really start to apply because they're going to start playing against teams in the conference that when they see that #1, when you got that tag as #1, you're going to take everybody's best shot. They got 7 legitimate starters. They really do. And
Williams seals inside and draws another foul. This time he's bumped by Wesley Harris. That's the second on Harris.
See, I love to see him come back to school. If he's not going to be in a top 15, top 16, which it doesn't look in terms of the draft, he's better coming back here, having another big year, enjoying his time at Tennessee rather than sitting on a pine somewhere in the NBA or maybe going down to the G League. I mean, would you rather play in an environment like this? Are you kidding me? With 20,000 plus?
One more free throw for Williams, and he'll be in double figures for the 18th time in 19 games. Top 2 in the SEC in scoring and field goal percentage.
Yeah, rebound is 7.5. He had a tweet out. You know, he's on Twitter. You got him down there, GRWILL. Will. Anyway, he had a tweet out. Let the hate begin. That we're #1. And all the people come out of the woodwork now and take shots. You know, just like for years, the Yankees, you think about certainly Notre Dame football. Those teams have to face that constantly. Duke faces it right now. There's no question. Kentucky gets that. People don't want people on top of the mountain. They want to knock you down.
Dick, I asked Williams about being #1, and he said, we know we're going to get everyone's best shot, but we love that. We enjoy it. We want everyone to play their best game against us because it's only going to make us better. But when I asked him about being the hunted instead of the hunter like they were for so many years, he corrected me. He said, we don't feel that way. We still have a lot to prove. We are out here chasing banners. We know we are not done yet. Happy with where we are, but still a long way to go.
Tell you one thing, man, he can play for me any day of the week. He's just a total outstanding young man in every way. As #1s, man, see that? How many weeks? It's tough.
Well, it just shows you we've had 4 different teams ranked #1. And oftentimes this season being #1 not long after achieving that goal of getting to the top of the poll, followed with a loss.
I remember when Gonzaga, we had them against North Carolina, and they got beat. And they got beat severely in that game. Carolina played great. Nice drive right there. Going to convert it, though.
Logan Rout draws the foul.
Logan Rout with a good effort.
And turns his ankle.
I remember that game saying, you know what, they got beat here today. They will not lose another game. Trust me, they will not lose another game. The only chance that can happen is when they get to the big March Madness run, because that team is too talented for the people they're competing against. And I stick by that. They will not lose another game.
Well, this Tennessee team, if they get their work done against some of the more low-level teams at least to this point in the SEC. But circle February 16th and March 2nd because those are the two head-to-head matchups with Kentucky.
Kentucky. They play the basketball down in Kentucky.
Word has it.
Hey, let me tell you this. They had a chance right here. West Virginia to do a little bit to get back in the game. It just comes up with air balls. Kentucky's really getting better and better at the right time.
Bowden. It's a three.
Bowden. He's another guy with stroker. They got balanced attack. They got the two studs up front. If you talk dynamite duos, certainly Schofield and Grant Williams belongs in the conversation. But the best dynamite duo in the nation is down in Durham, North Carolina. I don't know, it's even close when you talk Williamson and you talk Barrett.
Well, you mentioned the best. Is that guy the best so far this season? Is he part of Dick Vitale's Super Six? We'll find out when we come back. Mid-season picks with Dickie V in a moment.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by 5-Hour Energy Shots. Get back to 100%.
And the all-new Infiniti QX50 was named one of Ward's 10 best interiors. And the world's first VC turbo engine gives you power when you need it, fuel efficiency when you don't, which is... Hey, Coach Williams. We were just,
About to drive the QX50 without me?
Okay.
This season, NCAA coaches are fans of Infiniti. We're donating $1 million to Coaches versus Cancer. Learn more at InfinityTimeout.com.
Dude, are you friends with a real robot?
No, man, it's my service.
Maybe it's time for a switch. Switch to Boost's super reliable and super fast nationwide network. Plus, get 4 lines, each with unlimited gigs for $100 a month. And get 4 free phones.
The path to prosperity is not easy for everyone. Half of small businesses fail within 5 years, and more people than ever struggle with debt. Intuit is here to change this story with giant solutions like TurboTax, QuickBooks, and Mint that give everyone the power to prosper. Intuit, proud makers of TurboTax, QuickBooks, and Mint.
Cheese's snacks are the most satisfying combination of crunch with cheese, with their delicious perfection.
Cheese!
It's not all about you, Cheese.
You think I have a mouth? I'm a wheel of cheese.
Got a point.
Yeah. Cheese it, cheesy, crunchy satisfaction.
Bosch Icon windshield wipers. The calm in the storm. Number 9, Kansas. Number 8, Kentucky. Tonight at 6 on ESPN.
Bob Shoes and Dick Vitale, Allison Williams back on Rocky Top. And at the top of the list, kind of the Rocky Top version of the top 6 players in the Vitale midseason awards. There's Grant Williams.
Grant Williams, Zion, certainly terrific. RJ, great. Dietrich, Lawson coming up in the next game with Kansas. Gonna have his A game, John Morant and Marcus Howard. Those are my Super 6. I mean, there's some other. Cassius Winston can be on there as well. He's doing a great job for Michigan State. And then right there, player of the year, I'm going with Williams because for his value. Not the best player, but his value to Tennessee and the way he's played here. Tony Bennett, after last year, they lost that game to UMBC. The comeback better than ever. And my freshman of the year, certainly Zion to me.
And that is Beetle Bolden holding the very top of his right ankle.
This kid's had so many injuries. I feel so bad for him. I don't think we've been able to see the real player.
I just landed awkwardly and immediately went down. We're coming back in a moment.
You're a broker, right? Better be careful. They'll call this hole the broker breaker.
It's crazy. Why would they call it the broker breaker? Schwab.
$4.95 online equity trades and a satisfaction guarantee.
I could read.
That's a great offer. It's hard to compete with that.
Ball.
Ask your broker if they offer award-winning full service and low costs backed by a satisfaction guarantee.
I'm guessing your firm doesn't offer that?
If you don't like their answer, ask again at Schwab.
I'm Dak. If you're like me, you don't get much downtime, which is why I'm shooting a soup commercial while training. Chunky soup is packed with hearty meat and veggies, so when I do find time to eat, it is oh so good. Campbell's Chunky, soup that eats like a meal.
Weekends together, weekdays apart, jobs in different cities. But not for much longer. Upload your resume on Indeed.
Ah, the old crew. Remember when we all used to go to the cafeteria and just chow down midday?
You mean like lunch?
Come on, voted most likely to help people save $668 when they switch?
At this school?
Didn't you get caught in the laminating machine?
Box, have a great summer. Danielle. Oh, Danielle, control yourself.
I'd like to slow it down here with a special discount for a special girl. Danielle, this one's for you.
This is Wildcat Pride.
Hold up, let me get up in it now. I'm here to win it now.
But Kansas fears no cats. Lexington is ready for a battle of the Blue Bloods. Number 9, Kansas. Number 8, Kentucky. Tonight at 6 on ESPN.
How about that? This guy is incredible.
Catch the Pro Bowl tomorrow at 3 Eastern on ESPN and ABC.
You are watching the SEC on ESPN. As we return to Knoxville, Bob Wischusen and Dick Vitale, Allison Williams, the SEC at a glance. Well, got 5 teams ranked in the top 25, although Ole Miss struggled against Iowa State today. Tennessee, they have been the dominant team so far this season. Still have a couple of games coming up head-to-head with Kentucky, and those will probably be the barometer games in the race before the season is over. Are the Rebels back? Well, they're 4-2 in league play, but they lost a lopsided game today at home to an Iowa State team that's been really good.
Well, you know, Kermit Davis really has done a great job. You know, picked last in the conference. Iowa State's got a very talented team. Coach Perlman's done an outstanding job with that club coming from Murray State. John Morant, man, you talk about a guy that can play. It was a great piece I saw with Seth and Morant sitting down talking and his explosiveness. People are saying top 5 in the NBA draft. LSU, keep an eye on them. They've won 8 in a row, and they're a talented basketball team. People are going to start talking about the Tigers, man. They're going to lose zone here, 2-3. Something he doesn't like to play, but has no choice right here. Now losing Bolden as well.
And Williams makes them pay.
Well, Williams got right in the gap and seam in that zone. He found the opening. You young kids, play within yourself, and that's what he does.
And there is a foul on Jermaine Haley. Allison?
Guys, Beetle Bolden had to be helped to the locker room. He could not put any weight on that right ankle. I'm told he will not return with a right ankle sprain, so certainly a significant loss here for West Virginia. That is their leading scorer.
To go along with their best player, Sagaba Konate, who is going to be out for at least another couple of weeks and has only played 8 games this season. Great ball movement. Schofield with a chance.
Terrific
three-point play, and Dick, it's been that kind of year for West Virginia.
Yeah, they lose their inside-outside guy. They got Konate out. Now you got your perimeter guy out, Bolden. Bolden's had really so many injuries. You feel bad for a kid trying to play at a high level. They throw the ball over the top of the zone, then slide right down the gut of the zone. When the zone rotates, leaves a big gap in the middle, put a truck through there. They do a great job getting the ball in there.
I think there are a couple of wrestling matches growing up in the Schofield household between Admiral and his older brother O'Brien, who played 7 years in the NFL, played football for Wisconsin.
Hey, won also a Super Bowl. Did he not play in the Super Bowl team, Seattle? Got away with a little push-off right there, Haley. Tennessee has stepped it up defensively here in the second half.
Sealing inside and scoring is Derek Culver.
I like Culver, I really do. I like the way his mobility, he moves well. He's matched up now with Schofield, veteran player. See what I like about Williams, he's so poised, he plays with passion. I mean, there are guys who look at the draft that are way higher than he does, but I'm rating him as my best right now mid-season because of his value to Tennessee.
A steal by Bowden. Cruz is in.
Mr. Bowden, up and away. This is number 1. This is why they're number 1. You're seeing it now, baby. You're seeing it now. The Vols. Oh, they're going wild. I got a little violation down there on the baseline. It's all Rocky Top now. What a little Rocky Top. Last time I was here was Bruce Pearl era, and I miss her so much. One of the greatest coaches of all time, male and female, Pat Summitt. She came over and she put on my head.
I remember this.
You do remember
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Yeah?
The mini pearl? Yeah.
You do remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was on TV. They put a mini pearl hat on top of me, and I hugged her and kissed her. I loved her, man. Lost her life so early. Just really a great lady.
Yeah, a mini pearl hat on you is kind of an indelible memory.
Well, any kind of hat on me is great because it takes my bald dome away. I mean, I wish I had some locks like some of these people have. I mean, I have zero.
Now, you and me throwing to Billis and Schulman. That's not a lot of follicles for 4 hours of college basketball.
Well, you said it. You said Dan and Jay. He said it, not me.
It's accurate. I'm right there with you.
I'll tell you one thing. Coaching does that to you. You see, you need coach, you have no problem. You can't use that as an excuse. But Tennessee really has stepped it up. For when they were down 12, they went to another level, and I said my most valuable player was the coach for that timeout. He didn't let them sit there and accept that. He got in their faces, man.
Bowden. Another three. All around the cut. Loses his footing. Bone the other way. Bowden feeling it. And Issa Ahmad's got the rebound.
You know, Bowden's amazing. Averaging double figures coming off the bench. And he's averaging 16 points a game in the SEC. 8th in the league. Unbelievable.
He's shooting 57%.
Clock stopped. The clock stopped.
In SEC play. The clock did stop, so they're going to have to make an adjustment at the table for how much time should have come off the clock. As now we've got another foul called on Kyle Alexander. That is his 4th. And you'll see the clock freeze here.
Yes, sir.
At 13-16 during this entire Tennessee possession. So they're probably going to have to take 20, 25 seconds or so off the clock by the time West Virginia got the ball in the front court and it finally started to move again.
See, now that's a time you got to go to the monitor. That's a time I have no problem.
This is okay?
Yeah, that's okay.
You're sure?
That's okay. But I think going to the monitor as often as some of these guys are doing is not okay. You got to take charge on the court and make calls, make them with authority. That is legitimate right there.
And it looks like a pretty quick adjustment, so they'll take the clock down about 15 seconds or so, we're being told.
How many guys can bring Bowden and Turner off the bench? They can start for 90% of the schools in the nation.
They'll take it down to 13:03.
And Rick Barnes will tell you, they are starters. Rick did a terrific job in Texas. He really did. When you looked at his record at Texas, it was amazing. But at the end, sometimes a divorce is good for everybody involved, and it certainly has turned out to be a positive for him because they love him here in Rocky Top. They love him. They have every right to. He's brought back. Look at this place. The guy says, yeah, we have 20,000. We play against nobodies. Big sellout today up in Rupp Arena.
The Bowden foul puts Tennessee over the limit, so it is Wesley Harris at the free throw line. And speaking of which, coming up next on ESPN, the SEC Big 12 Challenge presented by Continental Tire will roll into Rupp, a sonic blockbuster. Kansas, Kentucky on ESPN, as always on the ESPN app as well.
You know, Kansas last year was so good on the perimeter, veteran players. Right now, they got two talented young kids, Dotson and Grimes, but they've been a little bit up and down. And that's going to be the key in the game, perimeter play. How will they play against the defense of Kentucky? They're going to have to be effective and efficient for them to be able to leave Rupp Arena with a double.
Well, by Kansas standards, as Williams took a headshot, and he goes down. And the other way, another violent collision under the basket, and Derek Culver is shaken up. Williams looked dazed to me as he tried to rip through from his left to his right, thought he was fouled, and took a headshot.
Yeah, he can't believe it. You can't believe it. Come on, don't you know I'm an All-American? You're not supposed to let those things happen to me. I'm a star. Look at this right there. Oh. You thought should have been a call there?
Derek Walker was called for the foul at the opposite end on Culver. But Rick Barnes agrees with the star player Grant Williams. When Williams ripped through, it almost looked head-to-head with Wesley Harris, and it looked like Grant Williams was stunned.
Well, Rick Barnes, to me, has a legit argument. He has a legit argument. He got bumped. I watched, oh my gosh. He took a, are you kidding me? That's almost a knockout punch. That's, wow.
Now, is this okay to go to the monitor?
Yeah, we will say it's okay.
All right.
I don't want to get the CB's mad at me.
I wasn't sure if there was a ball dome index monitor appropriate rating.
What about the latest rule that was implemented last year? The hold and lock.
The hook and hold.
Hook and hold. Lock that arm right there. Oh, absolutely. Come on. Come on. If that's flagrant or what?
Well, certainly unnecessary on the part of Wesley Harris.
Shouldn't be taking long to make a decision on this, though. See, I think the length of time sometimes they go there is too long. Make the call. Watch the hand. Here goes. Bam! Right there. Bam! Without a doubt. That's flagrant. Let's see what they're huddling about. Had a conversation going on.
And we are going to get the explanation from Byron Jarrett. A flagrant one on Wesley Harris for that little something extra that he gave Grant Williams. Of course, there had been a foul at the opposite end as play continued. That remains in force. So Derek Culver is going to shoot some free throws for West Virginia as well.
He'll shoot the one-on-one, and then it's going to be 2 shots in the basketball. Flagrant one. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I mean, come on. Rick Barnes was right up, standing up for his player. Can't blame him.
Doug Sermons is still over at the table, I guess, explaining to the scorer's table how all of this is going to be adjudicated, as you've got free throws now that are going to take place at both ends of the floor.
Shoots the
that guy doesn't understand, but trust us, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, but he's going to shoot the one-on-one, and then they're going to do the 2 in the ball.
Seems simple enough. So now we head to the other end for Grant Williams, who is number 5 in the SEC in free throw percentage, to go along with being number 1 in scoring, number 2 in field goal percentage, tied 8th in rebounding, and 9th in assists.
Well,
Talk
let me
about
just
stuff
share
in the
this.
stat sheet.
Let me share this with you about Tennessee as well. Free throw percentage, they're one of the top 10 in the country as a team, shooting 77%. They're number 2 in the nation. Field goal percentage, 51%. Gonzaga's number 1 at 52.4. Field goal percentage defense, they're top 15 in the country, allowing 38.8%. Assists per game, they're second in the nation, 19.8. And assists to turnovers, they're number 1 in the nation, 1.72. Block shots, they're third. Duke is number 1 at 7.7. They're 5.9. Well, you put all those stats together, you know what that equals? That's a formula for success, and it equals number 1 in the nation.
Which is the most important number.
I'm becoming an analytics guy, man.
Yeah.
I don't have to go to Harvard or go Stanford and all those great schools to be analytics.
An air ball that time from Grant Williams.
He said, please don't show that. Please don't show my air ball. Then Dickie V just made me play it. He told me before the game I was doing that. He was smiling. He said, thank you so much. no surprise here thus far. I think the only surprise was the way that West Virginia jumped out and made those threes early. But I mean, personnel-wise, you look at the matchup, and you had to believe this is going to be a Tennessee afternoon.
West spots up the three. Schofield the rebound.
There go.
Broken up at midcourt by McCabe. Saves it. And here comes West. Gives it up to Ahmad, who throws it down.
Ahmad with the dunk. They need more out of Ahmad. They need more out of West. Tell you one, the Big 12 is real tough this year again. I mean, these conferences almost year after year, they just reload with new players, get the best of the best, the ACC, the SEC, the Big 10.
Schofield seals inside, gets his own miss, tries again, gets pinned, held ball, and it will belong to West Virginia when we come back, and it looks like Schofield shaken up.
Wow, look at Schofield, the Admiral. Oh, he's flexing. Look at him flexing. He said, look at those arms, and everybody's going to flex. Look at everybody's flexing. They all want to flex. I'm even flexing.
Don't.
Hi, Tom.
Hey, how's the college visit?
You remembered. It's good.
Does it make the short list?
You remember that, too. Yeah, I'm afraid so.
Knowing what's important to you.
It's okay. This is what we've been planning for.
Thanks. Bye. Bye.
That's what's important to us. It's why 7 million investors work with Edward Jones.
I'd rather rule in hell than serve in heaven. There are watchers all over the city. And I see everything.
She's threatening the natural order of things.
Destroyed the girl called Alita.
I do not stand by in the presence of evil.
Alita, Battle Angel, rated PG-13, February 14th.
Dude, are you friends with a real robot?
No, man, it's my service.
Maybe it's time for a switch. Switch to Boost's super reliable and super fast nationwide network. Plus, get 4 lines, each with unlimited gigs for $100 a month. And get 4 free phones.
Incomparable design makes it beautiful. State-of-the-art technology makes it brilliant. The visionary Lexus NX.
Lease the 2019 NX300 for $339 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Next time your crew gets together, try Zaxby's Boneless Wings Meal with Caribbean Jerk Sauce. Customize your flavor with any of our 9 delicious sauces, or try our new Caribbean Jerk Sauce, featuring fruity mango, spicy habanero, and jerk spices. Zaxby's.
They need more space.
Is your mom in there?
Since Nana's moved in plan,
Nope.
let us help with your plan.
Yeah, we can do that.
Well, that sounds like a plan.
Start a plan that flexes with yours. New York Life.
Adnan Verkel, Alfonso Ellis. The Sooners are dominating Vanderbilt. Here's Rashard Holmes. The bounce pass to Brady Manek.
Brady Manek able to hide behind the zone there. Able to dunk that one in with his homage to Larry Bird.
Yeah, I got the flow going. 77-53 on ESPN2. What do you got Kentucky KU, Fonz?
I got Kentucky. I expect Tyler Hero to have another 19-point game today.
The 2 winningest schools in college basketball history converging 25 minutes from now. Bob.
Well, Adnan, that really is the main event, as we are about 11 minutes and 15 seconds of game time away from getting it erupt for Kansas, Kentucky.
I agree with the former Notre Dame superstar. Oh, Alfonso, yes, Kentucky playing really well.
We saw them against Auburn win a really tough game on a Saturday afternoon on the road. How good was Tyler Hero in that game?
Oh, he was unbelievable, making big shots. He and Johnson had 40 between them, those young kids. And I had a game the other day, Mississippi State, P.J. Washington was terrific, and the whole team. They played defense. Second half, they won by better than 20. And that's a good Mississippi State team.
Be tough with it. Backdoor cut for Bowden. That's a little too strong. Westbrook driving at the underside of the rim. Monte Turner.
He's quick to the goal. He got fouled.
Good hands by McCabe. McCabe thought he got all ball. That's the first on McCabe. Well, we talked about your Super 6. You can't put 6 on Mount Rushmore. It always has to be 4, but that means the Dick Vitale's Mount Rushmores of college basketball now available. If you buy one, all proceeds from Dick's book go to the V Foundation to battle on behalf of children with cancer. And, you know, this is a lifelong pursuit now.
Well, it really is, you know, and all I got to do to get an autographed copy, you go to dickvitaleonline.com. I can't thank the Kentucky fans enough. I mean, we did a Kentucky game, and I mentioned the book, as the V Foundation is so supported by ESPN, and they responded. I went home, I had a stack of books. My wife had this stack of books to autograph, and some want you to write paragraphs. Please, if you wanted, I don't mind writing You're Awesome Baby, You're a Diaper Dandy, but I don't want to write for Howard. You know, I'm a big Kentucky fan. I love my Wildcats. Now, seriously, help us out. Go to dickvitaleonline.com, get an autographed copy, and it helps raise money. I've already given a check for $24,600 in early sales, and I got another check going out. Nice play inside. Cover again.
He's got 6.
He's got nice skills. He really does, Bob. He has a chance to be a player. Just listen. All he has to do is listen to Coach Huggins, do the right things, take advantage of the great size he has.
Second field goal for Jordan Bone.
I tell you, Bone's so quick with the ball, defends the ball well. Ranked 6th in the country and 2nd in the SEC. Assist turnover rate, 3.83 a game. He's on the Bob Cousy Point Guard award list, which I've voted on many, many times at the end of the year.
Exploding to the goal is Schofield.
Schofield, he's had a good afternoon. He really has. Maybe he hasn't shot the ball super, but he's really been aggressive offensively. The Admiral. I love that name, the Admiral. I think the Admiral, I think it's David Robinson.
McCabe hits a 3. I would say that Admiral Schofield, he might come in second in that race.
McCabe is just right there, gets a good look. He plays so hard. You got to respect the kid because he gives a great effort. David Robinson's a great example for every kid with a true example of student athlete.
Steal for Issa Ahmad.
Ahmad, come on, man, you got ability. Don't let that ability hide. Use that ability you possess. Come on, big fella, you're talented.
He's got 14 points and 5 rebounds. Bone with the left hand, lays it in. Jordan Bone with a chance for a 3-point play.
See, they got so many weapons, Tennessee. They could hurt you with Bone, with Bowden, with Turner, and certainly with Schofield, and certainly with Williams. Look, let me coach him. Schofield's going to be a coach. I like the Admiral. And a timeout as well. Look at these here. In honor of the Admiral. What about this? Wow. Take a look here. Look at those names. Majestic Map. That was one. I love it. What about Scientific Map? I like that name as well. I'll let you take Chief Kicking Stallion.
Sims.
Stallion. What is that, Stallion Sims?
You got it. I know you didn't think you could do it, but you accidentally did it right. Well done.
It was accidental, trust me. I couldn't agree more with you. Why not have a little fun? When the result is in the book, basically, almost. It's hard to say. That was with 8 minutes to go. 19, a lot of crazy things have happened, but they're not happening here this afternoon. You got to scoop if it happens.
Extra pass to Harler in the corner. It's a 3.
That was good execution right there. Now, Bob would be pleased with that when he looks at the video. They reversed the ball, made the extra pass, and right now, just keep playing.
Williams thought about a 3. Now puts it on the deck.
Should have shot that.
Out to Will, and he is fouled.
Bowden
12 points for Bowden.
Bowden and Turner are great off the bench. You're not going to get a combo off the bench like those two.
Speaking of a combo, there's Admiral Schofield. Want to take a shot at any of those nicknames again before we go to break? You going to pass on that?
I'll pass on that.
For decades, banks have been getting away with it. Charging you excess fees, making you wait in line, keeping billions of dollars of your interest. They've been treating you like you're lucky to have them. That's not right. Show them who's the boss of your money. You. Better is out there. Ally. Do it right.
My name is Rick, but everyone calls me The Rick. This is a contraption that I devised once I realized that ESPN Plus was on all these different screens and devices. It's like total immersion in the live sports stream.
Uncle Drew strikes again. Curry. What a shot from Curry.
How about that? This is where you want to be.
Fantastic.
Favorites making noise.
This is unbelievable.
New favorites making a name.
Cameron Champ is the winner.
Everybody connected. The race for the FedEx Cup. PGA Tour's ultimate prize continues.
Say there was a place, the perfect place for the everyday things you need to take care of around the house. The squeaky hinges and burned out bulbs. The toilets that run and faucets that don't. That perfect place wouldn't be a warehouse. It'd be just the right size. It would be an Ace. Around the block, what you need in stock, with people who know their stuff. Welcome to the Home Convenience Store.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
The buzz is building for the marquee matchup of the day. Kansas, Kentucky. Dedrick Lawson. Fonz, what do you got?
Dedrick Lawson's second leading scorer in the Big 12's got to stay out of foul trouble for Kansas to have a chance today.
KU versus UK, 17 minutes away. We know Dickie B's fired up. Bob, back over to you guys.
Oh, we are fired up for that one. We'll be fired up to watch Sports Center later tonight as well. After the X Games, Aspen, Don Anderson's Dave Levy will break down Warriors Celtics. They'll have all the highlights from KU UK. And we'll hear from Tom Brady with the latest on the Pats and the Rams Sports Center on ESPN and the ESPN app.
You know, Bob, I want to share this right now. My sympathies go out to Tom Crean and his family, the passing of his mom. And funeral will be Monday night over in Michigan. And Tom had a great win today. And has a great family. There's a great love in that family. And Tom, we send our condolences to you and your beautiful family. And certainly we'll light a candle and say a prayer tomorrow in church work.
Yes, every good thought and prayer to Tom Crean and his entire family. For Jordan Bowden. He has been in double figures 6 of the last 7 for Tennessee. Harler for 3. So Ahmad keeps it alive. Napper pulls up and connects.
Nice little middle range jumper by Napper.
That's his first bucket. So Tennessee is #1 in America and looking very much like it. Now in the end, do you think Tennessee is better than Kentucky? All things being equal, think at the end of the season Tennessee will win the SEC, and obviously they've got 2 litmus test games against Kentucky, and they'll probably meet again in the SEC tournament as well.
You know, I think the home court advantage is going to be big in both those games, wherever they're playing. They're 2 young, talented, Schofield with the 3. It's really, you got to look like the winning experience, the mentality of the Tennessee kids, but you also got to love the way Kentucky's getting better and better. I think the home court advantage is going to play prominent there as it is here. Erupting here with the Blue Nation and the Orange group here means so much to the kids emotionally and mentally.
Derek Culver with a chance for a 3-point play.
And that's called being a politician. That's called being political in the analysis stage.
Well, let's check our Wendy's Wooden Watch. Should I ask you, instead of being a politician, to choose between one of these 2 guys as they are on the midseason top 25 list for the Wooden Award?
Got to be Williams. No doubt.
Yeah, not a hard choice.
I mean, seriously, when you talk Kentucky, you talk Tennessee, I think the home court. You look at the records. I mean, John Calipari going into today, I believe, is 161-8 at home. Rick Barnes has been here, 41 and I believe 11 here at home, something in that category. I mean, the home court is so big for these kids.
Napper is fouled. He goes down hard.
Nice drive by Napper. Drew the contact, playing hard, going to the basket. Larry Harrison on his staff does an excellent job. Ron Earnhardt, former head coach at Duquesne.
Guys, the conversation you're having is indicative of where the SEC has come. It used to just be kind of Kentucky and everybody else. Now there's several teams at the top of the basketball game. Just to put it in perspective a little bit, in 2014, there were 3 teams from the SEC that made it to the NCAA tournament. Last year, 4 years later, double that, the most in tournament history. We've got 6 teams from the conference ranked in the AP Top 25. And Dick, I'm curious your perspective on how the SEC has improved. I think a big part of it is the coaches they've hired in recent years. You look at Avery Johnson at Alabama, of course, Rick Barnes here at Tennessee, and Bruce Pearl at Auburn. You get great coaches and you elevate the entire league as a whole.
And also Kermit Davis now at Mississippi, Ben Holland, Mississippi State. These guys have been around the block. These coaches understand what it is to win and how to put a winning team together. And let's not forget the most important, most valuable commodity in all of coaching. You can talk all the X's and O's you want. It starts with recruiting. If you recruit blue chip players, you're going to have a chance to win. If you don't, it's going to be a tough day. Now, these kids may not be McDonald's All-Americans, but they're all legitimate players coming out of high school who maybe somebody doesn't like as much because they're going after the big superstar that's rated up on top. But let's face Mike Krzyzewski will be the first to tell you, it doesn't hurt when you're getting players who top 3 in the nation, and guys like Williamson, guys like Barrett and Reddish. That's how you win. And Trey Jones, a lot of schools would just love to get him as a top 15 player. I was thrilled when I coached in college. I had a couple of second-round draft choices. That was a big thrill. You know what it is to have 3 guys going to go to the top 5 in the country.
Well, neither does Tennessee. That to me is what is so impressive about the culture that Rick Barnes is building around guys like that, Grant Williams. There are no McDonald's All-Americans. There are no top 25 recruits. There's barely top 100 recruits on this Tennessee team. And as a result, they have to grind it out and be kind of a workman-like group. And they are buying into that culture.
You know, David Robinson wasn't on the list. Either was Tim Duncan. It's the idea and objective of your staff to go out and find those kind of players.
Nice finger roll by Turner.
3-on-1. He could have given it right or left. Nice play. Nice guy would have loved that. George Gervin, a little finger roll. So it's your staff's got to go out and evaluate and find those kids who maybe have a great upside to them. All I know is Duncan's and you think about Tim Duncan and Robinson, they were going to do the greatest of all time. And they weren't dined and wined and told they were America's best. Too many of those kids, their heads get out of control, and they think they're better than what they are, and other people play with a little chip on their shoulder and work a little harder.
Harris for 3. Saved by Ahmad. Eric Culver goes down, and he lost it out of bounds.
There's a saying, I do a lot of motivational speaking, but there's a saying that's so prominent and so true. The only place you find success, yes, ahead of work, is in the dictionary. I mean, think about it. You got to work, man. You got to work if you want to be a success.
Because S is before W in the dictionary.
That's right.
I got it.
You got to work, man. A genius is 1% inspiration, 99% perspiration. And all Americans, an ordinary person with extraordinary desire to excel. You got to have pride. You got to have passion. You got to pursue your goals and dreams to the best of your ability. Please give me a check for that, please, Mr. Mishuzza.
Yeah, I can't afford you. And we'll see if Wesley Harris can shake off the headshot that he just took as he ends up drawing a foul that may send the officials back to the monitor as a glancing blow from Admiral Schofield results in Harris going down. They called the foul, but I can't imagine that's going to be anything other than a common foul.
Rick Barnes trying to calm him down a little bit. Come on, calm down.
And then just a little woofing.
Just play basketball, guys. You don't need this. Come on, man. Let's play. You got a 20-point game here. Let's just play. Rick Barnes coaching there. Just play. Here we go. Monitor time again. Let's go to the monitor. And here come the moves. And here comes the delay. You can be out of here and go home and have something to eat and relax and enjoy. Go watch Kentucky and Kansas play.
Why are you looking at me when you say it's time to go get something to eat?
I noticed you like to eat a little bit.
Yeah,
I was watching
thank you very much.
I was watching you in that media room. You noticed when I was eating apples and fruit, and I saw you get the barbecue chicken.
Oh, yeah. I don't bypass the media buffet. Coming up next, it is the main course of the SEC Big 12 Challenge presented by Continental Tire. We'll head to Rupp for Kansas, Kentucky. It's a top 10 Sonic blockbuster, and you can always watch it live on the ESPN app.
Well, here goes a flagrant one. 2 shots at the ball.
And that might be more than anything else to take a foul that maybe in a closer game would not have been a flagrant. Call it a flagrant to calm things down.
That's also
in a game that's 20-point margin with 5:08 to go.
West Virginia will be back. They got some good recruits coming in. Got a kid from Cincinnati, Muller, who they really like. He was a quarterback who got hurt, and then he decided to play basketball, and he's really...
And if you watch Schofield with just a little nudge towards Wesley Harris, but it results in a flagrant one.
But you got to be better than that, too. You're #1 team in the country. You're up 20. Come on, you just walk away from stuff like that. What makes the ball just move and play.
Culver from the free throw line. Gets his own miss.
Nice second effort right there by Culver. Missed a little jumper, attacked the rim.
He's got 11.
You can guarantee there'll be some changes in personnel, and Bob Huggins will not tolerate the kind of effort he feels in his heart that he's been getting.
Well, he's doing all he can to change the personnel. They have started 12 different starting lineups this season as Williams with a chance for a three-point play. Bob Huggins has 12 different players that have at least started one game this season. So he has tried every combination known to man, at least that's on his roster, to come up with whatever answers he can.
And he's got no combination right there to stop that guy, except the guy sitting at the end of the bench who might be able in that 3-second area to help Mr. Huggins, and that's Mr. Konate. It would have been nice to see the matchup of the offensive skills of Williams against the defensive skills of Konate. There he is right there, one of the great shot blockers in the game. Knee problem. Had knee surgery, I believe, this summer. And then he came back, had another knee injury, and got set back. You said he had ice all over today to shoot around?
Yeah, he was icing down his knee at practice today as Culver gets an easy throw down. Has good hands by Napper to create a backcourt turnover.
You like Culver as well as I do in terms of seeing some of the skills that he possesses?
Well, some of the numbers he's got in Big 12 play alone, he's 4th in the league in rebounding at 9 rebounds per game.
He's got that great size, man.
He looks like a Bob Huggins player, no doubt. Ball cruises to the goal.
Well, that's not Bob Huggins' defense right there. Let a guy go right to the goal. I'll tell you one thing, he didn't get to the goal like that with Javon Carter on the court. Talk about a kid that played the game the right way with tremendous defensive effort.
And we've got some of our compatriots out there listening in. Kara Lawson wanted to add Surveillant Brown to our Regal names list. You want to try number 2 again?
Surveillant Brown. Kara Lawson, former Tennessee superstar.
There are a chosen few in possession of an X factor most can only dream of, capable of bringing a packed building to its feet with a simple wave of their arms. They don't just inspire school spirit, they embody it. Statues are built in their honor. Yep, there's no big man on campus bigger than the one in the big furry suit.
Can I cross it off yet?
Almost. And now.
The Volkswagen Atlas with available digital cockpit. Life's as big as you make it.
Team, bring it in. Bring it in. When I think of defense,
I think of Rocket Mortgage. They created Rate Shield. It protects your rate while you find a new home. Big J gets it. So if rates go up, you are defended. But if rates go down, they'll give you the lower rate, and that can save you some serious cash. Let's bring it in.
Push button, get mortgaged. Rocket Mortgage, proud supporter of college athletics.
Dude, are you friends with a real robot?
No, man, it's my service.
Maybe it's time for a switch. Switch to Boost's super reliable and super fast nationwide network. Plus, get 4 lines, each with unlimited gigs for $100 a month. And get 4 free phones.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Continental Tire, for what you do. And in part by Pizza Hut. Order online today at pizzahut.com for the best deals on pizza and get it fast and oven hot, because no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Hard to believe Rick Barnes has been on the bench at Tennessee 4 years now. And in year 3, SEC Coach of the Year, took his team to the NCAA tournament and shared an SEC title. Bob Wischusen, Dick Vitale, and Allison Williams back, where they are singing Rocky Top here at Thompson Bowling Arena with under 4 minutes to go. And number 1 playing very much like it, 78-59. They lead West Virginia. Only moments from now, we're going to take it a rub for Kansas, Kentucky.
I just got a visit from a beautiful young girl. Oh, man, she's adorable. What do you want to give me? I know you want to give me a gift of some kind. Wow. She wants to give me something. Weird. She had a little gift here.
There's the bracelet.
Oh, here it is. She wanted to give me this bracelet. Team Holston. Team Holston is her little brother, and her brother's right now in the Children's Hospital here in Knoxville. And we want to wish our best to him. He's battling cancer, 5 years of age, and just a beautiful kid. And you're a beautiful young girl. I know you love your brother so much, and we're going to pray for him, and he's going to make it bigger and better than ever, right? All right. Love you, honey.
Can you just stay with us for the rest of the game?
She's so cute.
No, you can't. I don't.
There it is. Team Holston.
It just feels nicer when there's an adorable.
Team Holston. He's a little diaper dandy. What is Holston's first name? Oh, it's the name. That's not the last name. Oh, okay. Holston, that's his first name. All right. Holston, you're a diaper dandy.
Holston, we're going to say our prayers for you.
Yes, sir, buddy.
It's an 80-61 lead for Tennessee over West Virginia. And we are just about to move over to ESPN News, because we're going to head back to the studio. Begin our coverage of Kansas, Kentucky. Back to Kevin Connors. So if you are sticking with us over here on ESPN News, the #1 team in America, Tennessee, has been in control of this game since the end of the first half against West Virginia. Bob Wischusen, Dick Vitale, and Allison Williams. And over on ESPN, our coverage beginning of the main event of the SEC Big 12 Challenge. Kansas and Kentucky just about set to get underway.
Well, they went on a 24-2 run, Bob, and that was the difference at the end of the first half. It's hard to believe that West Virginia was up by 12, 2 touchdowns. They were up 2 touchdowns, and all of a sudden, a 24-2 run after a timeout and an absolute, he let his players know he wasn't happy. Rick Barnes, and from that moment on, they just took charge of the game.
Rebound pulled down by Wesley Harris. And Harris attacks the goal at the other end and draws a foul. Wesley Harris, as a sophomore last season, averaged about 5 points and 4 rebounds per game. This year, over 8 points and nearly 5 rebounds per game. Last year was his first year at West Virginia as he began his collegiate career at Northeast Mississippi. As a freshman a couple of years ago, averaged 18 points a game, then transferred to Lawson Community College, but was injured, so never played. So eventually was brought to Morgantown by Bob Huggins with 3 years of eligibility left. So he's only a redshirt junior. He's got another year coming next year.
Tell you one thing, Bob Huggins' team, when you think about last year with guys like Miles and certainly Carter, who we've spoke about, and you had Konate back there blocking shots, their defense was unreal, which could hide a lot of deficiencies from their offense. When you're playing defense at the level they played at, they forced more turnovers than anyone. I mean, they were so aggressive. And that's why it's got to be frustrating for him sitting there. He can't even utilize the press that he's been famous for.
Harris is now fouled out. And over the last 3 years, Bob Huggins has had both of his hips replaced. So he said it's not easy keeping up a Big 12 travel schedule. And keep in mind, take a look at a map. Take a look at where West Virginia and where Morgantown is and where all of the other schools are in the Big 12.
It's quite a journey.
I mean, when they go on Big 12 road trips, they are road trips. They go on further road trips than most pro teams go on. And you can see over 26,000 miles will be traveled by West Virginia during the regular season this year. There's nothing about Lubbock, Texas, or Ames, Iowa that's close to Morgantown.
And it wears on you too, you know, physically, mentally, and especially when you're not having success. When you're not having success, that brings you down a notch. He told us in the locker room. We had a great chat in the locker room with him before the game. Now the key for them is what is the status going to be of Bolden?
Yes.
And we went out star guard for them.
And can Konate at some point come back? Or let me ask you this, as an old coach.
An old coach. Or is it a young coach?
Or a middle-aged coach. You've got a guy in Konate who's only played 8 games this season. So as I understand it, the rule is less than 33% of your team's games, and as long as none of those games are played in the second half of the season, you can redshirt. So if Konate were to come back, say, in 3 weeks, and West Virginia at the time is a 12-17 team, why would you bring him back? Don't you think it's more valuable to him and to your program to see if he can maybe get a medical red shirt and come back and start fresh again next year?
That's a great point, Bob, but a lot depends on his mindset. And from what I hear is brother and people, they're thinking nothing but NBA. And right now he's being charted as a second-round draft choice. So if he's willing to go in the second round rather than come back to school and go in the first round possibly and show people that he's healed and he's better.
What would you tell him to do?
You know, it depends on what the kid wants. I mean, the bottom line is, every player is different. Every kid is different. And I know what I would tell him to do is get back to school. But that doesn't mean it's the right thing. He might, in his heart, say, I don't want it. I want to go to the pros. Give it a shot.
Bone gives one up. And with 3 seconds to go, back door for Jalen Johnson, or check that, Bowden. And that will do it. That's a big win for number 1, Tennessee, over West Virginia, 83-66.
A lot of respect right there between those two guys. We have great admiration.
Longest win streak for the Vols in close to a century. And it's 5-3 on the tote board, the SEC Big 12 Challenge. Back and forth we go. The Big 12 still leading 5-3, and over on ESPN. The main event is now just getting underway. Kansas and Kentucky. So for Dick Vitale and Allison Williams, I'm Bob Wischusen. Fun to watch number 1 play like it. Tennessee certainly did that. So long from Knoxville.